Perry, what did you make of the game?
Dan, to be fair, I don't think Scotland deserved to go through. And I'm like you, I wanted him to go through because I want the home nations to do well. I'm not saying I want them to win it, maybe get semi-final or get beat in the final, but I want them to go through because we've got a lot of Premier League players, what we want to see in there. And I don't think that Steve Clarke and John Carver had a plan. I don't think it just seemed like it was all in, wasn't it? And the substitutions, some of them didn't make sense. I thought it was screaming out for Ryan Christie to come on maybe at half-time. In the first half, they had no shots, no corners. It was all passive, all sideways passing. Wasn't getting into Che Adams, wasn't going long. It was all too lateral. So Andy Robertson's interview at the end of the game, I thought was quite telling. He said, he's sorry they let the fans down. And I think in this game, they actually did. Because you want to go out all guns blazing. You want to go out dying on your sword, sitting in the dressing room after and think, you know what, lads, we couldn't have given it any more than what we've given it. And I don't think the Scottish players can think like that at all. He said I think they had one shot on target in the 98th minute, which was Grant Hanley, where he tried to bend it good. Actually, it was like a decent save. I didn't understand the John McGinn and Andy Robertson bringing those two players off, because when you're looking for a little bit of quality, they're the two players that might provide that little bit of quality. I don't know if they were carrying injuries. I don't understand the fact that he didn't put Shanklin on earlier and maybe go two up front, go with Adams and Shanklin up front together.
Because you end up, of course, with the desperation of Grant Hanley playing up front in the end. I mean, it's too late for all that nonsense. You've got to be doing that stuff 20 minutes, 25 minutes before the end of the game.
Absolutely. And what happened was, obviously, Kenny McLean went in at left back, and then Hungary were really, really dangerous, went down that right-hand side. That's where Chabot's goal came from. He could have scored earlier when he hit the inside of the post. Be interesting to see how Scotland fans look at this, because with Steve Clarke, so he's done a brilliant job getting him to qualify to Euros, getting him to World Cup playoffs. Hadn't been in the main sort for 23 years. But I think he's come up short. And we know there's probably a little bit of lack of quality in the Scottish side, on the flair and imagination side. Stuart Armstrong could have come on a lot earlier because he gives you legs and he gives you pace. And on the penalty, I think it was a penalty, Dan. I think that Auburn's, his right knee goes into Stuart Armstrong's calf. Because on the first look, some of the angles, I don't know what you saw and I saw, it just looked like coming together. It wasn't clear and obvious. Then you see a different angle and it's 100% a penalty. But what I would say is Stuart Armstrong should concentrate more on actually getting the ball and trying to get his shot across rather than getting the penalty.
Yeah, if he'd come across the Hungarian, he'd give himself a better chance of scoring and a better chance of getting the penalty, oddly enough.
Yeah, but it was a penalty, I have to say. But I don't think that Scotland...
You don't take any notice of the fact that he Armstrong had some of Willie Orban's shirt in his hand?
No, because there is a coming together, and when you see it, it's Orban's right knee that collapses Stuart Armstrong's left calf, and that's why he goes down. So... I can't understand. Which Stuart Atwell, he was on VAR, was he?
I was going to say, obviously, if it had been the English officials, two things: it would have taken 20 minutes to make the decision, and secondly, the Scots would now be coming down across the border to look for the Pogmol officials. So let me get your calls in then. 03717 22 33 44. The penalty we'll happily discuss, though it is in the past now. Could Steve Clarke have done more? Could and should the players have done more? Were Scotland's players, some of them outstanding in the Premier League? John McGinn, absolutely brilliant for Aston Villa. I think McTominay improves and improves and improves. Have they done enough? Or should you just be proud to have got to a 24-team tournament with the Scottish team? Let me give that number again: 03717 22 33 44. And if I might just say, Perry, while we're waiting for the callers to get organised, you're right to say that Steve Clarke has taken them close to a World Cup, obviously losing to Ukraine in a very, very difficult circumstance, and two Europeans. First call's coming on just a second. Should we be questioning his future? Personally, I think that would be mad, because he's done very well. But, the modern world is, if you don't get the results, you go.
We'll have a review. Would it be a Manchester United? It's like a Sir Jim Ratcliffe and a Dave Brailsford review.
They probably haven't got time for that. They're probably straight to the next sort of qualifiers,
exactly.
Aren't
they? But I have to say, if you're just going on this tournament, I thought the momentum, I thought they were very good against Switzerland. Thought played really well. Billy Gilmour coming in and keeping the ball. And in the first 10 minutes of this game, Billy Gilmour pinged it through into Che Adams a couple of times. Che Adams held it up, and you think, right, that's the way you should be playing. Getting it forward nice and quickly. Then it started going square and sideways. I don't see how Callum McGregor stayed on the pitch, to be honest, because he did nothing. He kept giving the ball away. He kept going sideways. That way it was screaming out. I see Bournemouth. I've seen Bournemouth a lot last season. And Ryan Christie plays just in front of Lewis Cook in that 10 sort of position. That's what that was crying out for. That ball from Billy Gilmore into the 10, into Che Adams. I just don't think that Steve Clarke had a clear vision of what he was going to do.
OK, well, that's something for the Scottish fans to discuss. 03717 223344. Talk to us here on the Euro Sports Bar Weekender with me, Danny Kelly, and him, Perry Groves.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.